Gold. So yesterday which was our topic? Yesterday which was our topic? Mineral resources. Mineral resources. Which was the topic? Mineral resources. So hope I think all have. So all have. I have given the 10 o'clock time today morning. All have sent your homework. Huh? Isn't? Homework sent ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಇತ್ತು. So I hope I think all have sent your homework. So next. So today we are going to begin a new concept. Today we are going to begin a new concept. So hope I think in our system, we all have been. If you face any problem, in our system, if we face any problem, where will go? So where will go? In our system, if we face any problem in our system, we have been harassed by somebody or something unwanted. So where will go? We'll go to court. Where will go? We'll go to court. Yes, very good. Shreya, Abhiram. Yes, we'll go to police station. We'll go to court. But have you not complete think about the court? How it works, how it functions, the history when it was been established, each and everything we should know. Simply we can become a judge? No. There should some rules, some regulations are there. So today we'll study regarding the judicial system. We will study regarding the judicial system. Judicial system. We are studying regarding the judicial system. So before going to the judicial system, so we have a common judicial something we'll study regarding it before going to the judicial system. So judicial system, we have a common judicial system. Entire country. We have a common judicial system in the entire country. Unlike, but in America, the judicial system is separate. India judicial system is separate. How the judicial system is separate in America? In our country, the whole country, the judicial system is same. So before the 370 article, the abrogation of the article 370, so the separate law was there for the German case. But now, even that has been included in the Indian judicial system itself. Whole country is having the same judicial system. But in America, they are having the separate judicial system. For the state and the center. They are having two separate center. For the center, the judicial system is separate. For the state, the judicial system is separate. But in our country, whole country has the single judicial system. We are having the entire country comes under the Indian judicial system. So our judiciary is independent. Of the guidance of the legislature and executive. Our judiciary is totally independent. It doesn't come under the legislature and executive. It is totally independent. The High Court, subordinate courts, and the district court function under Supreme Court. High Court, district court, taluk court, all function under Supreme Court. Supreme Court is the highest court of law. And its judgment is final. So you have been filed a case in the taluk court. So you have been not got a justice. So you move to the district court. Even in district court, you have been not got a justice. You go to the High Court. So at last you will go to the Supreme Court. It is in Delhi. So whatever the wordings or the judgment given by the Supreme Court, it's final. So means here, Supreme Court is the highest court in India. and the judgment given by the Supreme Court, we can't question it in any of the lower court. Any of the lower court. So, first we'll study regarding the Supreme Court. First we'll study regarding the Supreme Court. First we'll study regarding Supreme Court. Supreme Court, the highest court in India. So Supreme Court came into existence. Supreme Court came into existence by an act of Parliament on January 28, 1950. Supreme Court. By the act of Parliament, January 28, 1950. It was established. So it's in New Delhi. No doubt it's in New Delhi. The President appoints the Chief Justice and the other judges of Supreme Court. Who appoints? President appoints the Chief Justice and the other judges of the Supreme Court. Remember this. So at present, there are 31 judges, including the Chief Justice. In Supreme Court, at present, there are how many judges are there? How many? 31 judges are there. 31 judges are there, including the Chief Justice. Including the Chief Justice, 31 judges are there. How many are there? 31 judges are there. So next, qualifications. The qualification of a Supreme Court judge, to become a Supreme Court judge, what are the qualifications? So first, he should be a citizen of India. Next, should have served as the High Court judge for at least 5 years. For at least 5 years, he must serve as the High Court judge of any of the state in India. So any of the state in India, he has to serve as the High Court judge for 5 years. Or should have been an advocate for the High Court for at least 10 years. For at least 10 years, he should serve as the advocate. At least 10 years with the government advocate, not the private advocate. Not the private advocate. He has to serve as the government advocate for 10 years. Government advocate for, they have been called APP. Government advocate for 10 years. So these two are the eligible to become the judge of the Supreme Court. He has to serve as the High Court judge for at least 5 years. And next, he has to serve as the advocate in any High Court for 10 years. Any High Court for 10 years. The government advocate for 10 years. And should not be destined in the judicial or the, as per the President's opinion. In the President's opinion, his character should be good. So these are the qualifications to become the Supreme Court judge. Next, the age of retirement of Chief Justice of the Supreme Court is 65 years. Remember, how many? 65 years. However, they can resign earlier. So age of the retirement 65 years. However, they can resign earlier. So government service 60 years. But here, High Court judge. So their retirement age is 65. However, they can resign early. If the judges are found guilty while discharging their duties, they can be removed from the office by the President on the recommendation of both the houses of the Parliament. If the judges they are found guilty, ಯಾವುದೇ ಜಡ್ಜ್ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಕರಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ್ದಾರ ಇಲ್ಲೀಗಲ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಇದಾರೆ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂತವರನ್ನ ತೆಗಿಬಹುದು, ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ತೆಗಿಬಹುದು. ಯಾರ ರೆಕಮೆಂಡೇಶನ್ ಮೇಲೆ? ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್, ಲೋಕಸಭೆ ಮತ್ತು ರಾಜ್ಯಸಭೆ ಅವರ ರೆಕಮೆಂಡೇಶನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಅವರು ತೆಗೆದಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಂಗಾಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋಲ್ಕತ್ತಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಜಡ್ಜ್ ತೆಗ್ದಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಒಂದು ಎರಡು ವರ್ಷ ಕರಪ್ಷನ್ ಕೇಸ್, ಅವ್ರ ಆಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಕರಪ್ಷನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ತೆಗೆದಿದ್ರು ಬಂಗಾಳ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್. So here, after the resignation or retirement, any judge who has been the Supreme Court judge, after the resignation or the retirement after 65 years, the judges cannot practice before any court. The judges cannot practice before any court. They cannot practice in any court. So their salary and allowance are decided by an act of Parliament. The salary and the allowance of the judges, they have been decided by the act of Parliament. Act of Parliament. So this is regarding the Supreme Court and the qualification of Supreme Court judges. So now the functions and power of Supreme Court. Functions and power. Functions and power. Functions and power. Functions and powers of Supreme Court. So here, just write down. Original power, appellate power, advisory power. Advisory power. So these are the functions and power of the functions and powers of the Parliament. Sorry, functions and powers of the Supreme Court. So first, original power. First comes the original power. Allowance means their salary and allowance. So TA, DA, whatever, their traveling expense, that has been called as the allowance. The extra amount which has been given by the government according to its rules and regulations. Allowance will be given. So the salary, so bonus, or their working hours will be decided. Working hours will be decided by the government itself. For that working hour, for their traveling allowance, their health allowance, their medical allowance will be decided. So that has been called as the allowance. Salaries and the allowance means regarding the health. For their health, extra money is being suffered from any serious disease like heart problem or anything, and that medical allowance will be given. If they travel from one place to another, so that allowance will be decided, that each and everything will be decided by the government itself. So that is called as the allowance. So next, functions and power. In the functions and power, so here, original power. First from the original power. So here, resolving the dispute between the union and the state. Resolving, if any dispute is there between the central and the state government. So those disputes are being solved by the Supreme Court itself. Next, and between the states. Not only resolving the dispute between the central and the state government, even if there is any dispute between the states. For example, we are having the water disputes between the Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, and border dispute between Karnataka and Maharashtra. So such disputes are being solved by the Supreme Court itself. Supreme Court. Safeguarding the fundamental rights of the citizen, interpreting the provision of the Constitution and passing the writs. And the safeguarding the fundamental rights of the citizen. So these are being protected by the Supreme Court itself. So next, appellate power. Next from the appellate power. So appellate power, citizen may file case. Citizen of India, they may file the cases in the Supreme Court against the judgment given by the lower courts. The Supreme Court may accept such appeals and issue the judgment on these matters. It may also give special direction to the citizens to file such appeals. Appellate power means, earlier itself I have been said while beginning the lesson, you have been filed a case in the Taluk Court and the judgment given by the Taluk Court is not satisfied. It is not favor, or the judgment is what the judgment is given, so that is not satisfied. It is not a proper judgment. So you can file a case in the district court, next to the high court, next to the Supreme Court. Means if there is any lower court, the judgment of the lower court is not satisfied, you feel you have been injustice by the judgment given. So you can file the case in the Supreme Court. So that is been called as the appellate power. Sometimes Supreme Court directs to the lower court to transfer the case towards the Supreme Court itself. So this has been called as the appellate power. Means we can If the judgment given in the lower court is not satisfied and you feel that it is injustice to you, you can directly appeal in the Supreme Court. You can directly appeal in the Supreme Court. So that is being called as the appellate power. It is being called as the appellate power. So next comes the advisory power. Next comes the advisory power. Supreme Court may advise the president when he seeks the advice from the Supreme Court. Even for the central government, it can advise. When the central government seeks the advice from the Supreme Court, the president may consult Supreme Court for the advice on the matters related to the agreement and contract entered by the government formed before the implementation of this constitution. If the government wants any advice, any legal advice, it will ask towards the Supreme Court. Even the president, if you want to make any president want to sign any bills or anything, he may take advice from the Supreme Court judges. He may take advice from the Supreme Court judges. Once they will go the opinion. So in addition to this, so these are the powers and functions of the Supreme Court. In addition to above mentioned function, the Supreme Court serves as the court of records. Supreme Court serves as the court of records. Chief advisor to the center and the states. Chief advisor for the center and the state government. And has power to issue special writs. Power to issue special writs. So this is regarding the Supreme Court. So next we will move towards the High Court. High Court. The Constitution provides for the High Court in every state. The Constitution provides High Court in every state. Sometimes there is only one High Court for 2 or 3 states. Sometimes there are only one High Court for 2 or 3 states. So sometimes only one High Court for 2 or more states. Only one High Court will be there. The High Court consists of Chief Justice and the other judges. The High Court consists of Chief Justice and the other judges. Same as the Supreme Court. The number of judges varies from state to state. According to the population, the judges varies. Number of judges varies from state to state. So next, the qualification. So before going to the qualification, so here, the British established 3 High Courts in India for the first time. British established 3 High Courts in India for the first time. In the year, 3 High Courts in the first time in the year 1862. 3 High Courts were established in Calcutta, Mumbai and Madras. 3 High Courts were established by the British for the first time in the year 1862. At present, there are 21 High Courts in India. At present, there are how many other? 21 High Courts in India. But how many states are there? 29 states are there. But we are having how many? 21 High Courts are there. 28 states are there. But High Courts how many are there? 21 are there. So why 21 are there? Just now I said earlier. Sometime 2 or more states will be having only one High Court, including. So there is one High Court for states, Punjab and Haryana. 2 different states. But they are having only one High Court. Similarly, there is one High Court in Guwahati, in Assam, for Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Tripura, Nagaland, Mizoram and Arunachal Pradesh. All these states. So there are Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Tripura, Nagaland, Mizoram and Arunachal Pradesh. How many? 7 states. 7 states are having only one High Court. Due to the states are small, their population is less. For that reason, they are having only one High Court. Northwestern states, small states. For all the states in Guwahati, their High Court is at Guwahati in Assam. So the Mysore High Court was established in the 1884 in Karnataka. The Mysore High Court was established in the year 1884. It was renamed as Karnataka High Court in 1973. So first, when in Mysore, during the British rule, it was been High Court was been established in Karnataka during the British rule. At that time, it was known as Mysore High Court in the year 1884. The year 1884. But it was renamed as Karnataka High Court in the year 1973. In the year 1973. When Karnataka name was here at that time, it was renamed as Karnataka High Court. So recently, 2 benches of High Court are established in Karnataka. Recently, 2 benches of High Court. 2 benches of High Court, because due to the vast state, for each and everything, we have to go for the Bangalore. So to avoid that and for to benefit for the people of Northern Karnataka, 2 benches of High Court have been established. One in Dharwad and in Kalburgi. 2 benches of High Court. High Court itself, they have, you can say, the branches of Karnataka High Court in Dharwad and Kalburgi. They are also High Court for to benefit for the North Karnataka, to benefit especially for the to benefit the Northern Karnataka people. So next, the qualifications to become the judge of the High Court. Same thing. First, should be the citizen of India. Should have served as the judiciary officer in the judicial office or worked as the advocate for High Court for 10 years. He should serve as the district judge. Or he should serve as the High Court advocate of High Court for 10 years. Government advocate. Next, should not be distinguished as per the opinion of the president. So it should be clean. It should be not corrupt. Character should be good. The age of retirement of the High Court judge is 62. The age of retirement of High Court judge is 62. What is the age of retirement of the Supreme Court? The age of retirement of the High Court judge is 62. What is the retirement age of the Supreme Court? 65 years. How many? 65 years. Very good. 65. However, they can resign earlier. So if the judges are found guilty while discharging their duties, they can be removed from the office by the president, supported by the specified majority vote of the House of the Parliament. So next, the functions of the High Court. Same thing. Functions of the High Court. The High Court has power over the whole state. The original power to resolve the civil and the criminal cases, naval, material, and the contempt of court cases. Civil and the criminal cases. Next, to admit appeal against the judgment passed by the subordinate courts in civil and the criminal cases. So in the civil, in the district courts, the judgment has been given. That can be appealed in the High Court. And next, to direct transfer of cases from the lower court to the High Court, to supervise the working of the subordinate courts, to admit the writ petition to safeguard the fundamental rights and other legal rights of citizens, to appoint the staff and regulating them. So whatever the petitions, whatever appeals, if you are not satisfied with the judgment given in the lower court, you can directly appeal in the High Court. So whole state come under the High Court. So in a textbook, the picture of the Supreme Court, High Court, District and the Session Court, Senior Division Court, Chief Judicial Magistrate Court. So next comes the subordinate courts. So this year till I think till the High Court, only till the High Court. So just to have a glimpse regarding the subordinate courts. So subordinate court, the Conference of Court held in the 1948 argued for independence of the subordinate courts. As a result, the specification about the structure and the scope for the subordinate courts have been included in the Constitution. Through the subordinate courts differ from state to state. Their main feature remains same. But only the subordinate courts They differ from court to court. Their main feature remains same. Courts are been classified into two kinds. Courts are being classified into two kinds: civil and criminal courts. Civil and criminal courts. So first the civil court. First comes the civil court. Civil court. Every district has a civil court, and the district judge is the chief justice. Every district has a civil court, and the district judge is the chief justice. The governor appoints the district judge. Who appoints the district judge? Governor appoints the district judge. In constitution with the judges of the High Court. With consulting the judges of the High Court, governor appoints the district judge. The district judge have to serve as an advocate in any court of state for period of 7 years. The other judges are selected through the competitive examination. Nowadays, for the competitive examination, judges are selected according to seniority. He has to serve as the lawyer, or he has to serve as the judges in this Taluk court for 7 years or 10 years. So they are been eligible to become the district judge. So next, civil court. In civil court, what type of cases will come? In civil court, a dispute related to the civil matters like property, land, monetary transaction, marriage, divorce, etc. They solve here the appeal of the lower court. The lower court appeals are being solved in the district court. The district judge exercises control over the civil court of the district. The district judge exercises control over the civil court of the district. These subordinate courts are under the district. So under the district court, some subordinate courts are there. Courts of subordinate judges, courts of additional subordinate judges, court of munsif, court of additional munsif. These all come under the district court. These all come under the district court. So next comes the criminal courts. Criminal courts. So here in the criminal courts came into existence on 1st April 1974. Criminal court came into existence in the 1st April 1974. It came into existence 1st April 19. So they are also known as the district magistrate court. Remember, criminal court are also known as the district magistrate court. They function under High Court. The High Court, the highest criminal court at the district level is the Session Court. The highest criminal court at the district level is the Session Court. The district judge performs the functions of the judge of this court too. The district judge performs as the functions. Here, Session Court, district judge. So your court takes up the crime. So in the criminal, the world itself suggests what are the criminal cases? Murder, robbery, dacoit, etc. It has power to issue the death sentence and the life imprisonment. District court has power. District criminal court has power to issue the life sentence and the death sentence. However, such sentence will be rectified by the High Court. Similar, an appeal may be made in the High Court against the judgment given by the criminal courts. So there are criminal courts functioning under the. So there are other criminal courts functioning under the criminal courts. How there are civil courts functioning under the civil district courts. Same, the criminal courts are there, which function under the criminal courts itself. So other courts, leaving this, the other courts are there. Chief Magistrate Court, First Grade Magistrate Court, Second Grade Magistrate Court, Third Grade Magistrate Court. Next, the revenue courts. Next, Tahsildar courts, District Sub-Divisional Officer Court, District Revenue Court or District Magistrate Court, Commissioner's Court and Revenue Board. All these are the courts. Which functions in the various. So here, one thing I have to say here. In the page number 54, in the page number 55, both district judge and the session court judges are one and the same. District judge and the session court judge, they are both one and the same. With the one and the same, passing the judgment in the both, the district court as well as in the session court. When the court takes up the civil matter, it is called district court. Just listen carefully. When the court takes up the civil matter, it is called district court. When it takes up the criminal matter, it is called session court. When the court takes up the district court, when the court takes up the civil matter, it is called district court. When the court takes up the criminal matter, it is called session court. It is called session court. So next we'll move towards the people's court or Lok Adalat. In India, the legal procedure is time-consuming and expensive and alternative. Expensive. As an alternative, the government has set up the forms of the legal institution which functions for the faster and less expensive. This institution came into existence in 1985. People's Court or the Lok Adalat came into existence in 1985. The year 1985. One of them is the Lok Adalat. So Lok Adalat has been established in some states like Gujarat, Delhi, Karnataka, and few. Some judges of Supreme Court, social workers, and the young law graduates are the founding members of these courts. For the faster and to reduce the cost of the case or reduce the cost of the people. So People's Court has been established. So the importance, the three features of the labor courts, the three features of the People's Adalat or the People's Court or the Lok Adalat is it lays stress on the compromise. It lays stress on compromise between the two parties. And it is fast and cheap. The court proceedings. So it is expensive to reduce the burden on the people. So People's Court or the Lok Adalat are established. The three features of Lok Adalat is it lays stress on the compromise. It is fast and cheap. It reduces the judicial burden of the other courts. So how this People's Court or Lok Adalat works? The judgment given by the Lok Adalat are final and binding of both the parties. And appeal cannot be filed against them in any court. These judgments enjoy the same respect that judgment of the civil court. So ರಾಜಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇಬ್ಬರ ಮಧ್ಯ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ವರ್ಷಗಟ್ಟಲೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಕೇಸ್. ಸೊ ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಆ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಲೋಕ್ ಅದಾಲತ್ ತಗೋದು. ಲೋಕ್ ಅದಾಲತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದ ಮೇನ್ ಏಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಲೋಕ್ ಅದಾಲತ್ ಇಸ್ ಟು ಫೈನಲೈಸ್ make compromise between both the parties. ರಾಜಿ ಸಂಧಾನ ಅಂತ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ರಾಜಿ ಸಂಧಾನ. So this place, it will remove the burden, it reduce the judicial burden of the other courts. So this is regarding the judicial system. So here I want to say one thing. So this year till the third grade magistrate court and the other portion has been reduced. The revenue courts, from revenue court to revenue court, it has been reduced. And the People's Court, Lok Adalat is there. People's Court, Lok Adalat is there. Until the criminal court. So make it proper. From the Supreme Court to criminal court. Till there. And People's Court, Lok Adalat, that from Chief Magistrate Court to Revenue Board. So that topic is not there. It has been reduced for this year. Remember this thing. So if you are having any doubt or anything, you can call me. So totally 38 members are there. How many members are there? 38 members are there. So 38 members are there. All the 38 members should join the class for next English class. All the 38 members should join for the next English class. So I'll send the question answers in the evening. So which are the question answers you want to write, I'll send it in the evening. So if you are having any doubt, you can message me or you can call me. So we'll end the meeting now. So whatever I have been said, only that much is enough.